when the companies in Canada started looking at getting into California, which is the biggest market, it's really just everybody waiting for the federal government to wake up. But what we have now is the largest group in California, which is the largest cannabis consumer in the world. So we feel pretty good about, in fact, we feel very good about what our chances are. The parent company now, we've got Left Coast Vestors, we've got the old Caliva, and of course you talked about the Jay-Z connection. So we've now got a set of partnerships that cover all the processes from manufacturing out to distribution and delivery. So we've got the whole gamut covered, but not the whole state covered. So we have a lot of opportunity. And of course, you can always do new plant-based products.
Carol, it's Morgan. I'm curious, you just touched on it, but I wonder what your outlook is now that we have a new administration, the Biden administration officially, I guess, in office now, what that's going to mean in terms of the federal decriminalization process and even legalization process. And in the meantime, the fact that we do have more states that are legalizing, just how you see that regulatory framework taking shape this year.
Well, I'm certainly glad that we have more states, but until the federal government actually steps in so we can do banking, we can't do banking, we can't list on our exchanges. There's very few things that they aren't controlling, which make up, in many cases, an 80% tax. And this is something we're trying to get out of the hands of illicit people who are not checking quality and all these sorts of things. So the government has to be led here. I'm talking about mostly the Senate, has to be led here to understand this is not a big boogeyman. This is a helpful, important drug, and also, by the way, a way to relax. And in my case, I had a hip replacement 3 weeks ago, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't have made it without my cannabis products. I wouldn't have made it. I mean, I didn't want to take artificial drugs, and guess what? It worked. So just have to get this message out. And of course, we need people to push their legislature to just get something done. I don't expect it's hot just now, but they've got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a lot of those stories, certainly from my family members, whether it's anxiety, whether it's injuries, and just the help they get from some of these products. I'm curious, you mentioned Jay-Z. What's getting a lot of attention today is this $10 million fund for startups that I think came out of this larger deal, this larger merger deal that we're talking about here today. I think it's probably key to break down the numbers about why he's starting this fund and what that's going to mean for the parent company in terms of those opportunities around, I guess, helping propel a new generation of investors or entrepreneurs, excuse me.
I think there's a increasingly obviously need that we need to bring the entire society in on this opportunity. And I think what Jay-Z is doing with the fund and the leadership he's taking in helping other people set up funds is really important. Social equity is really important. On the other hand, the other parts of the parent company are getting the product out. And everything from we cultivate all the way through to the end delivery or our stores. So it's a great synergistic model where we can give back to the community and also help rectify people who have been unjustly penalized, and also run the biggest cannabis company in California.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.